on the wall. There's contact between the two drivers and Richard straightens up. They're both off.
I'm so sorry, man.
Oh, as he straightens.
Taking the risks, pushing Cherba in an uncomfortable position. Wow! Big dive from the ham. Richard's replays in favour. Doors Maxine. Lipski looking for the back bumper of that Monster Energy PS13. Whoa! Almost takes it off. Lipski playing with danger. Lipski fires it in backwards.
Puts the wheel off, gets a little bit low, and he hits the wall.
I'm not sure what the problem is, but you should have plenty of fuel, mate.
Steve Bagsy, been around for a very long time now. He's put that car up to 100. Nice initiation from Bagsy. Fires through, full throttle on the transition. Give it go, Bagsy lights up the tyre straight away. And look at this, Bagsy right to the edge of the circuit, holds on to it. Wow, what a line from Bagsy, incredible stuff. Bagsy absolutely nails it to the outside line, foot flat to the floor. Bagsy dives through the smoke.
It has to be said, the local drivers out here in the Middle East are really coming on strong. Their cars are mega, their driving is second to none.
Here we go, the ham hot through the gate, flings the car sideways with ease.
The ham on close battle here. Now we go as he rubs the wall.
Wow! Big dive from the ham. The ham puts on an absolute masterclass. Gets into it. Look at the separation as the ham puts foot to floor. Once again, the ham now opens up the throttle, unleashes all of the horsepower as he looks to evade the grip.
On the wall. There's contact between the two drivers and Richard straightens up. They're both off track.
Oman at the moment is the hub of drifting in the Middle East. They've raised the level of competition, the level of drivers, getting European drivers, getting the best drifters in the world.
Ever since the first season, I watched the live stream. Then in 2019, I got a chance to come and help James Dean, crewing and working on his car out here, and I got to see it firsthand, basically. And as soon as I saw that, I saw the fans, the atmosphere, everything involved, I just knew I had to find a way of bringing a car myself.
Oman has a really rich car culture, and everyone here is in love with drifting. They have the biggest crowds in the Middle East, and this is one of the biggest reasons we come here every year.
The series has grown so much that the European drivers are wanting to come compete here. So every year they get more and more drivers, the competition gets harder and harder, and the level of cars is getting better and better.
It's a real honour to be able to drive here. We don't normally get to drive with people from Japan, Malaysia, Australia, America, places like that when we're competing in Europe. It's just a really good competition format and a great idea to bring all these countries and just have one big battle in a beautiful country.
Because of the weather and because of the sights, because of the beaches and the mountains, it's just an amazing place to hold a drift event, and that's why we come here.
For me, it's a no-brainer. You know, I wanted to come here, especially in January and February. There's not a huge amount going on back home, so it's a great opportunity to be here, enjoy the nice weather, hang out with my friends, and yeah, have a great event.
That's one of the beauties about this. They just have one large section of tarmac, and each event is a totally new design track layout. It really does make for some exciting driving, exciting battles in this whole amphitheatre kind of vibe, with all the grandstands around you, all the lights, the atmosphere, the smoke. It speaks for itself, you know, just watching it, you get that vibe, and as a driver, really hypes you up and makes you drive 110%.
This is my first time here, although my car did come here last year, I didn't. We shipped the car out, and due to all the crap that's been going on, we couldn't make it. However, this is an event I've been trying to get to for like the last 4 years. But unfortunately the car hasn't made it yet. So yeah, we're waiting. We've been waiting for 2 days. Apparently we've just heard the cars are on their way. They've left the port. It's a matter of hours now, hopefully, until the cars arrive. However, there is some driving restrictions here in Oman today due to it being a weekend. So I think the trucks are having to do a bit of start and stop, work around the restrictions. But I have faith in the club here in Oman to get it done, get the cars here, get everybody on track. It isn't just us that are waiting on a car. All the international drivers, unfortunately, are waiting on their cars to be delivered.
It's only expected, obviously, with the economic and global situation with shipping at the moment, it was not going to be an easy task to get the cars here within a month, to clear customs and everything like that. And obviously, there was a bit of a delay. It was very touch and go if we were actually going to receive the cars on time, and it was really good of the organisation that they tackled all the problems, and they enabled us to do a small bit of practice in the morning and jump straight into qualifying, letting the local drivers qualify the night before, freed up some more track time for us international drivers, and it all pulled together, and we managed to make it happen.
So yeah, some good news. Container has arrived. We just opened the doors. Crane has also just arrived, so it looks like we should be able to get the container on the ground shortly, get everything out, and we then need to get everything over to the track, which is over there.
Round one was going very well. We qualified second with a very high score. I was feeling very comfortable with the car. The car was performing very well. I didn't need anything, and the setup was perfect.
I didn't see the Ham's run, so I don't really know what a 95 is.
I mean, I saw the video, it looked pretty good.
Yeah. Started off amazing. Obviously, limited practice. I think I did 5 runs on the circuit and then went straight into qualifying. I didn't bog down on the last corner, but I felt I braked too much on the entry. Like, tried to slow down because I'm trying to be conservative with the tyres we've got, really. So I'm qualifying on a different tyre, and they're not quite as good on the side bite on the entry. And I used a different tyre than what I did on the first run. Big mistake, really, but anyway, I think that was safe enough to get somewhere, hopefully in the top 10. Managed to bag a 95.3 run, which put me on top spot for qualifying, so I was very hyped and excited to move into the battles.
Going into top 32, we were against one of the national drivers in a Supra. He was fast, you know, he had really good pace.
This is going to be really exciting, this particular battle. Bagsy leads Mapsali as we start this particular first run. Bagsy takes the lead. Mapsali high speed as we lead into the first corner. Very inside line from chase position. Bagsy on that outside line as Mapsali over-rotates and has to back out of the drift.
He had a big straight in off the first corner, so and for the rest of the track he was within the Tandem view, but he was running shallower angle.
I just treated it, you know, like it was like a final. You know, I just made sure that we gave really good proximity and just ran the best qualifying line we could. It paid off. We managed to get through the top 32 and onto the top 16, which, you know, frustratingly sometimes it is what it is. But you know, I travelled 4,000 miles to come and race Martin Richards.
Yeah, my container partner, my compadre, my Team UK Massive, and second battle in OIDC of the first round, and I'm up against Bagsy. It would have to fall like this, but you know, if he qualified higher, we would maybe meet further down the line. That's my only excuse.
You did this. You made us do this.
I did, mate.
You did. It's your fault. It is what it is. I'm excited. It's going to be a good one. My Team GB teammate Martin has been driving really well. It's the moment we got the cars out of the container. Fast car. We're going to try and do everything we can, try and put a bit more grip in it, see if we can get a little bit more speed, and then yeah, just put it down. Trade a little bit of wrap for paint and have some fun.
Strategy is go balls out, go hell for leather. We've put the tyres on, we've dropped the pressures. I know Bagsy's going to do exactly the same, and it should be a good show no matter who goes out.
I mean, my main strategy most of the time is don't crash and just go as fast as possible. And I think that's pretty much what I'm about to do. Just try and keep it on the black stuff, I guess, as best as I can. And yeah, just try and keep up with Martin.
We put on our best tyres, maximum grip, and went hell for leather, and unfortunately I made a mistake and hit him.
Marshall checks with 2 drivers. Bagsy ready, Richards ready. Lights go from red to green. Richards sets off early. Bagsy now leads the 2 of them into the first bend. Nice weight transfer. Bagsy is on the wall. There is contact between the 2 drivers, and Richards straightens up. They're both off track. Bagsy keeps on going. They're wheel to wheel. Heavy contact there as Richards has now stopped. Martin Richards has stopped on track.
Really lead run, I gripped up the car massively because I know too well Bagsy is very fast, and I would say I put in a sloppy lead run. Therefore, I knew I had to pull it out of the bag and put 110% effort into the chase. That I did. Unfortunately, I underestimated his slowing down slightly into the first corner, and yeah, made contact, rode up his front wheel. Bent a steering arm on my car, ruined a top mount on his.
Something broke on the front of the pack. Of yours? Did Martin hit you? Is that why Martin stopped, or? Yeah, Martin hit me pretty hard. Something broke. The handbrake's not working either, I don't think. You've come all the way back. Yeah, front driver's side suspension has leant right over, so I don't know if we broke something, so I've got a huge amount of camber on the back. Front and back, Daddy. You confirm? Yeah, we've got the wind, mate, but the car's in a bad way. Roger that. On the way back to the pitch now.
Martin, obviously, and me had a bit of an impact. My car was broken, but you know, we got back into the pits. Martin jumps out of his car, whips his helmet off, and the first thing he's worrying about is, you know, coming to help us and fix our car and make sure we can continue in the competition. You know, his car had taken on some damage as well, but he didn't even glance back at his car as he got out the car, and you know, all he wanted to do was come over and help us fix it, which is amazing.
Martin was quite unlucky. He qualified first and he was out of the top 16 like me, and the first and second qualifiers were out from the top 16.
Ort ready, Daham ready. Lights go green and we're off. Clint Ort to lead the two drivers out. Daham on close battle here. Now we go as he rubs the wall. Goes in inches apart again, but keeps that transition, keeps that proximity, as opposed to Ort before. Not as much angle, but he absolutely keeps that proximity. Ort on a great line here. Nice angle here as he goes back in towards clip point 4. Nice and wide and good transition out to 5. Stays on the outside here. Daham puts a wheel off, gets a little bit low, and he hits the wall. Daham puts a wheel off, hits some rubble, and absolutely destroys his car.
Unfortunately, while I was chasing Clint, I did a small mistake. I went too wide while I was at the last outer zone and ended up in the wall. But yeah, that's drifting. You never know what to expect and who you're battling with. I might have made a miscalculation while battling with Clint. We didn't think his car was going to be that fast, and he's a very good driver.
Watching easily from the top 8 on, every battle was nail-biting. It was super close. There was crashes, there was wall runs. It was everything you would expect from a top-class drift event, and it has to be said, the local drivers out here in the Middle East are really coming on strong. Their cars are mega, their driving is second to none, so they're definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Going into top 8, we was against Al Hadidi, and he wasn't in his own car, he was borrowing someone else's because I think his broke in practice, so obviously he was going to be at a slight disadvantage. It's always tough going into a competition with lots of international drivers driving a car that you're not familiar with, I guess.
And here we go, drivers are off. Al Hadidi to lead, Bagzi to chase. Hadidi, ooh, little bit of a correction on entry. Nice and wide now though, as Al Hadidi keeps that 350Z. Oh, as he straightens.
We got halfway round pretty much the first turn, and I noticed his car was shallowing up a little bit on angle, but he kept going, and then all of a sudden it just shut down. I think he broke a drive shaft or something and had to retire. So yeah, round 4 we were going up against Benedistic Cherba, and yeah, it's a tough battle always. You know, he's on the grid at Drift Masters. He's a great driver. We knew it was going to be tough, but you know, I was really excited about the battle. I knew that he'd put it right on my door as much as I had to put it on his.
Here we go, Shirba leading, Bagzi chasing, Bagzi on the back foot already, trying to chase down Shirba. Big initiation by Shirba and nice and wide. Bagzi following suit, over rotation there almost by Shirba, but nice and wide as he comes through the end of scoring zone 1. Transitions across to clip 2, Bagzi on the door of Shirba, now losing a little bit of transition. A lot of angle by Shirba and pulling a gap still.
Mate, that was amazing. Well done. Thanks, mate.
Shirba edging towards the line. Lights are green. Off we go. Bagzi to lead. up the straight, entering in Bagsy on that wall, nice and wide line from Bagsy, deep into that scoring zone 1, ever so slightly over the line, but bang on the line now. Great proximity from Sherba though, nice and close. Early transition from Sherba, taking that inside line, but proximity is still there, aggression is there. Bagsy cannot leave him at all. Sherba is still close, putting a little bit of a gap now. Sherba strategically taking that inside line to finish tight.
Yeah, I probably transitioned a little bit too aggressively up into his door and had to make some corrections, and I guess that might have, you know, thrown it away. But you know, it was a great battle. I had a lot of fun. It was really close proximity, and yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
Alright, we're moving into the great third. We're in third and fourth. I lost.
I mean, it's a short championship. It's only 3 rounds, so every point matters. So yeah, to know now that we're going to walk away from here with at least 4th in the championship going into round 2 is good, because it gives us, you know, a good starting block to come back. But yeah, still hoping for the podium. Fingers crossed we can make 3rd. Be nice to fly home with a little bit of silverware.
Just do the good lead of what you've been doing all day, and I think don't stress yourself too much now. Just do what you've got to do, and I think we still got it. Alright mate, yeah, I think he's called a 5-minute roll anyway. Any ideas what the problem is? It's going to run out of fuel in a minute. I'm not sure what the problem is, but you should have plenty of fuel, mate. Yeah, that's right, I was only joking. There's no need to cry. They're saying that you won because he went out. I think he's already used his 5-minute rule. I think oh right, okay. Are we just going to be the hated team in the paddock?
It was explained to me that he'd been disqualified and that we'd got 3rd place. You know, it's not the way I would have wanted to win the battle at all, and it kind of sucks, especially for the crowd and the fans that are watching. You know, everybody wants to see drifting, everyone wants to see a good battle. Nobody wants to win by technicality, especially me. But again, you know, that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, the strategy for the next 2 rounds is to come back on a clean slate, get the car out, make sure it's 100%, and then just get in that seat and drive my heart out, really.
For the next rounds, definitely, because I have to make up for points. I do have points because I qualified 2nd, but I don't think I'm going to be in a good standing in the championship now. So we're going to have to try to at least get a podium or 1st place in the 2nd or 3rd round and get a good qualifying result to get some good points. But yeah, for sure, this will definitely make me more thirsty, more eager to win, especially because I know the car is good and the car is performing very well. So yeah, it's going to give you more motivation for next round, definitely.
Going into round 2 and 3, you know, obviously coming away from round 1 with some good points, it puts us in a very good position going into the next events. It's only just finished round 1 though, you know, there's still 2 more events to go. There's a lot of points still out there for people to get. Drivers like Clint just blew my mind, you know, the speed he had around the track and the consistency that he had. You know, it's anyone's game still.